So first and first, you do not expect people to buy your product just because they like you or because you're likable. People need to buy your product because they need it or because they see a need for your product and they will go ahead and purchase it. The key word here is need. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are a returning subscriber, family members, you're absolutely welcome. And if you're new here, kindly go ahead and subscribe, like, leave a comment down below, and share this video if you like the content. Last video, I was talking about the side hustles that I did while I was in school that made me a millionaire in Naira, and also the side hustles that I am doing, that I started to do while I was doing my 9 to 5. I am doing my 9 to 5. I am still doing my 9 to 5. Right. So last video, I also talked about how I started um my first business when I was 17, 18 years old. Um, and then I got into vet school and I had to start another business. So if you know University of Ibadan or if you know Ibadan generally, you would know that it is not somewhere like Lagos. It is not like Unilag. It is, don't get me wrong, it is the best school in Nigeria, but when you talk about the social life or appearances and all of that, you cannot compare it to Unilag, right? And everybody was always, "Oh, where did you get your wig? Can you give me the plug? Where can I buy your wig?" And right there and then I'm like, "Okay, guys, I'm gonna get it for you guys. So this is the price." Immediately, I had already factored in my transportation. I had factored in my profits, and I gave them a flat price and said, "Oh, this is the price." And a lot of them were interested. I know where to get the good stuff, so I went to Trade for Market, which was where I got it, and I bought about 40 pieces, and I went back to school and I sold them all. But what I would do differently for people who are interested in selling wigs is utilize the social media platform. There's so many platforms right now that you can sell stuff. Go ahead and put them out there. Put yourself out there. Style your wig. Talk about your wig and sell that product. So that's what I probably would have done differently. And then I got into year two, and I stayed off campus, and I thought, what else can I do? My one of my best friends, Zika, she was staying with me at the time, so we thought jewelries. So I knew where to get them. When you go to Trade for Market, there is a place called Jewel, literally only jewelries, head from bottom top, just jewelries they sell in that area, and you will get them in different grade and different quality. So I knew where to get all the stuff. Walking around Ibadan or walking about University of Ibadan, you would typically see girls with a certain type of jewelries. So I knew what they liked and I knew what they will like, but they probably could not afford it. So, and I knew that if I go to somewhere that I can get them in a wholesale price, I would give them in a very good, affordable rate that they would get it. So that was what I did, which means I knew they needed it. I knew that I spoke to a couple of people that, oh, I don't know where to get earring from. I went to Agbo, I went to Alex Lawyer. I did not find all of those stuff. The ones I saw were basic. I got all those feedback and I went to the market and I got the things that I knew that the girlies were going to like. I went back to school and we sorted out, we packaged them, put them very nicely, took some pictures. And I went back to school and I and my friend, we went from door to door, hostel to hostel, and we sold out. And we went back and we did that process throughout our year two. So what I would have done differently is a lot of stress going from room to room. But the good thing is in every room we have at least five girls in every room, right? And I know that out of those five girls, on a bad market day, four of them are going to buy. On a very bad market day, three of them are going to buy. And those three are not going to buy one earring. Typically. babes would not buy just one at the time at a time. They will probably buy two or probably buy three. So if I enter into a room, I'm hoping that I am going to sell at least five earrings, even if I met just one person or two people in the room. So that was how I based off of my calculation to be able to sell out. So um consecutively we went and we sold out of these earrings. They weren't just earrings, they were brooches. So we had a lot of churchgoers, we had a lot of um brooch was the in thing then. You know, you put them here, we put them here. And sometimes we tie, when people tie their scarf, they just put them here, the Muslim girlies. So we had a lot of beautiful brooch. And so we that was the business I did in my year too. So right now, what I would do differently is there's a lot of platform right now. In the United States, I would probably drop ship them on Amazon. I would do Shopify. I would do TikTok shop, right? I would do Instagram shop. I would put create an Instagram page and post all these things that I'm selling and shout about it every day. There's a thing I usually tell my friends: if the people around you do not know the business you're doing, then you're doing something wrong, right? I was telling a friend recently, I was like, she said she does this particular business, and I said, you do? I had to go to her page, and then I saw it on her bio, and I'm like, you don't talk about it, right? So if you're not talking about your business enough, who will? So you need to come up. If you are shy, you can do your adverts without putting your face. You can talk about things, do voiceover without putting your face. But generally, you need to talk about your business. So that's what I would do differently. Right now, I'll put them on the platform, create a social media page, market and market and market and market my product, as opposed to how I did it back then. Even though it worked for me, but you will do it differently now and you will save more time to yourself. I did that for a year and then I stopped. Don't ask me why I stopped. I didn't think I needed it anymore. Again, these are side hustles. They weren't businesses that I wanted to build. They were just something to go by at the time. So I know you would probably ask, so how do I get capital to start this business? It wasn't a lot of money. Trust me. I know things are different right now with exchange rates, with the way things are expensive in Nigeria and even around the world, inflation. But back then, I started all of my business without collecting money from anybody. So it was basically my pocket money. I will take 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 out of it, and then I'll go buy just a little quality quantity that it can afford. I sell, put in the profit. So I was always putting in the profit back into my business. So that can be hard, especially when you don't even have enough. But let's just focus on the fact that you can fund it by yourself with just little amount and putting back the profits into the business. Let's use that model right now. So when I got to 300 level, typically back then in school, people liked the way I dressed. They were like, "Oh, I love your dress. Oh, I love your top. Oh, I'm a clothes girl." With the compliments I usually get, and the way I saw the people around the school, some of you girls need some upgrading. And it wasn't because they did not want it, it was because it wasn't very affordable. So Awa came in. There again, I saw a need, right? So typically we would go to functionals, we'll go to pre-boys, or we would go to pre-boys took a lot of my money back then in school. Or we'll go to Aleshulaya. So that's how Aleshulaya was really far from school. So that was how the girlies were shopping back then. So I thought to myself, I knew where to get thrifted clothes from that were grade A. Grade A means that it is good. It is almost new. Sometimes you could buy new ones, but they were thrifted. So I knew where to get these things. So I went hunting, right? I went to Balogun Market. Again, I'm the market girl. I'm always shopping, so I have to know all these things. So I went to the market. I went to Balogun Market, and then I got um beautiful clothes, beautiful dresses. So while I was buying those, I had my pharmacy girls in mind. I had my med school girls in mind. I had my vet girls in mind. I had my nursing girls in mind. I had my law student girls in mind. So I had quite a number of departments and faculties that would patronize these things. Education, I had the education girlies in mind. So I went ahead and I bought this clothes. They were beautiful. So I went back to school, told my friends about it, and we went ahead. So shout out to my friends, the friends I had in school. I feel like the support was so strong. So whenever Iwa comes up with something, they would go around with me door to door, and we would always sell out. So shout out to my friends. I started from my hostel. I wasn't staying in school hostel, but you would always have that hostel that is assigned to you. So I started from my hostel, Idia Hall. Shout out to Idiites. So I went to Idia Hall, and then we went door to door, and then we sold out. These items did not get to the next hostel. It was gone. And I knew this is it. So from year three till my final year, year six, I focused only on clothes. So we have, how at the end of the year there is a faculty dinner, and all of that. I would get dinner clothes. So the last consignment I had was when Ocean State University girls, they were going to have a faculty dinner, and they reached out to me, and I went to get some of these things. So that was kind of the last one I did. I would have continued on that business, but that last consignment almost took my life. It did almost take my life. Maybe this will be another topic for another day, the challenges that we face. So the challenges that I faced doing this was the fact that I was in and out of Lagos a lot. And if you know Lagos Ibadan Expressway back then, it wasn't like the most joyful rides that you would have. It was bumpy and it was a lot of traffic. So, and I was in vet school, so which means I literally have exams and tests all the time. So that last consignment, I was supposed to go, come back, and write a pathology test the next morning. Did I make it to the test? No. Did I make it to the market? No. I ended up at home because I got scammed. Back to the gist, I did thrifted items for 3 years. So you would think that how do you want to make money from thrifted items? They have to be good stuff, they have to be quality stuff. People need to wear them to think, uh, would I get the new of this item? So imagine that you go to a thrift store and you buy let's think of like a Steve Madden shoe that you probably typically get for $60, and you go to a thrift store and you see it for $12. Would you buy it? It is still in the best condition. It is still very good. I do know somebody on Instagram. I think she's one of the biggest thrift store, vintage store that I know. So this also ties back to if you are shy, a shy person. She takes her images without her head. So it's usually just the body. Well, she has the best body. Anyway, but she takes really just the body and the clothes on. She styles them perfectly. You would never think they are thrifted. And you knowing that they are thrifted, you'll be like, wow, this is beautiful. And for this price, so you will buy them. So that was how I was able to scale. And that was the business that got me to being a millionaire before I graduated vet school. So when I graduated vet school, in my mind, I didn't have the marketplace to continue that business. I didn't have the audience. So, for all the things that I've sold, I could have made a one stop shop for everything fashion because I had gone from what? I had gone from makeup, I had gone to jewelry, I had gone to hair, I had gone to clothes, right? So I could have made a boutique out of it. I could have created a shop, walking shop in Ibadan. I did think about all of that, but vet school was vetting me, so there was no way I could do that. So, but right now, if I had to do things differently, I would create an online shop. I would have a website. I would sell everything virtually and online. Stop scrolling. Stop scrolling Instagram without getting money out of it. Stop scrolling TikTok without making any money out of it. Well, I'm also talking to myself. So let's utilize social media platform to market things, to sell things, to do anything. It could be a book, it could be an ebook, it could be a lot of people know a lot of things. Sell those things to people who do not know. So many people need information, right? So it doesn't have to be physical products. So again, that's what I would do differently. So yes, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please leave your comments down below. Um, and do subscribe, share, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.